We got a lot of changes going on in the studio, a lot of exciting things. It's a feeding day too, so yeah, we're gonna get to see some snakes enjoy their dinner. You know, they only get to do this once a week, every 2 weeks, and it's usually pretty exciting sometimes. So we had a couple of sheds this week, so I'm expecting everybody to eat. We might have more mice than we need. Hopefully not. We can double up on a couple, see what happens. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, how y'all doing, man? How y'all doing, man? We got a lot of exciting things going on here. Let me take you over here real quick. We just hooked up our boy Mr. T with a new stock tank, so he's enjoying that right now. All right, so we got my boy Mr. T hooked up in this 100 gallons stock tank. We went and got some rock from like a landscaping company, like big old huge pieces. I don't know if I got any footage of videos or photos of it. But maybe if I do, I'll put it in the video. But yeah, man, he's loving life in this thing. He was a little worried at first. We got some Daniels and a couple Mollies in here, and look, the Daniels coming up to me right now, thinking I might feed them. But yeah, he's loving it. We'll see if he comes up to the service here. But we got his basket box right here. You know, they do, you know, sliders and map turtles and other turtles like that, semi-aquatic turtles, you know, they do need to come out of the water and completely dry out. You know, that's very healthy for them. Then he has his ceramic heat emitter, his UV bulb up there as well. There he comes. What's up, my guy? Yeah, so yeah, man, he's loving his new dig. I'm loving it. I'm happy for him, man. He was in a 75 gallon, so it wasn't terrible. But this got like more surface area for him to swim around in. And I'm really excited for that for him. You know, he's a he's a he's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? I love Mr. T. Let's see if I can get you guys closer to him. See what our buddy's doing. You guys got any turtles, or have you ever had any turtles? Let me know. Yeah, man. He's just loving it. He's just living his turtle life, man. You know, we try to give him the best life he can have in captivity. I would love to go even bigger one day, maybe like a 200, maybe even like a indoor pond or some type of situation like that. Maybe give them a friend one day, but who knows, man? We'll see what happens. We got his tank emptied out, so also we got I don't know if we had the mural last time. I don't think so. All right, so this was Mr. T's old tank here. His basket box was right here, and 75 gallons. So gonna turn it into a paludarium for my African bullfrog, Bridget. So yeah, we just got it emptied out. It took us a couple of days. Just we really had to make sure that situation was gonna work before we completely emptied it out, and we let that cycle for a little while, and then moved him over there. So uh, it did work out. So we just finished emptying it out today, and we're gonna get to building some structures in there so that we can have one side just terrestrial, one side for water. Yeah, currently homegirls in this setup that I made for her, and she just grew so fast. I don't know if you guys ever had bullfrogs before, but yeah, she just grew so fast. But yeah, she definitely had her time in here, and you know, I'm still really proud of this build. It was my first time like doing something like this in a 20 gallon tank, so it was quite interesting to do. And once it's all emptied out, I'll get to show you like what it really looks like. I did make a video. I did film clips of me making it, but I never edited it into a video. So maybe I'll put some clips in this video just so you can see what I'm talking about. But Bridget is just gotten so big that like we definitely need to put her in something bigger. And yeah, that's just what it is. We stay We also had a chance to step up Beck's enclosure, which is one of our leopard geckos. But yeah, this is Bex. He just shed today, actually. His lights off, so can't really see too much of what's going on here. But we got his UV up here. We do want to maybe put this in the inside, but I mean, leopard geckos are kind of shade dwellers anyway. He does have his heat bulb here, his deep heat projector right there. So his basking spots right here. And then he has a bunch of caves, his humid hide right there. So this gives you an idea of like, this is all like reptile bedding down here and natural like botanicals, a couple of plants. We got some opani back there. We Holly built this like structure right here with just um, silicone and rocks like slate. And in the background, I believe she only used expanding foam. Um, yeah, so I do love this build for him, and he's been really enjoying it too. He's grown quite a bit since being in there. Um, I don't know if that has anything to do with the enclosure or hormones or what. He was already, growing at a healthy rate, but yeah, boy, just kind of thickened up over the last couple months. So we left off on this series talking about heat. We went over all like the basic stuff. But yeah, so this right here is what you would call a 4x2x2. If you can see how big that is, I'm saying this is half of it, you know. So it's a 4x2x2. You could get a 4x2x4 as well. So if you think about that, it's just kind of maybe flipped that way, but taller. So yeah, but anyway, the reason I'm showing you this is because this is the recommended size for a pet ball python to live majority of its whole life in, as it grows and is full grown, and this is the recommended size. Now they can and have and do well in enclosures smaller than this. I wouldn't keep anything in anything smaller than like a 40-gallon tank, which most of my ball pythons live in. But I also do have a lot of younger ball pythons as well. So this one is a ball python. This is Sheba in this one. Something cool that we did in this enclosure. We didn't do any custom backdrops or anything, but we put a hide up here on the top. So I don't know if you see that. Let's see if we can see it. So yeah, so we put a hide here on the top. She has a hide on each side of the enclosure as well. Um, but honestly, you need a misting in here, girl. We got some nice heat going on right here. So we do got a thermometer there. We have a thermostat probe here. Um, we got some spider webs. I haven't seen this spider, but every time I try to take that out of there, it just comes right back. Anyway, actually we have a basking bulb and a ceramic heat emitter on this tank. We do have a thermostat on the back side here. I started rambling a little bit there, but y'all, like I said, we put the hide at the top, and honestly, guys, she spends so much time up there. She spends so much time up there. It concerns me. You know what I'm saying? Because the only reason why it concerns me is because I feel like she might not be thermoregulating enough. But I don't know. She spends most of the day up there, and then I will catch her down in her hot high at night, or like late in the night, or early in the morning. But honestly, she spends most of her time up there. When she was shedding last week, though, she spent a lot of her time underneath her warm hide. So that was interesting for me to be able to recognize that, because you know she's definitely went inside of there to boost the humidity up around her body so she could shed properly. So that's just definitely shows a sign of intelligence on her part. I'm assuming that it's pretty humid in there too. I do have it covered with like some water heater installation. Mainly it was to keep it dark, and I figured it would trap some humidity in there because these black little plastic hides they do hold humidity pretty well. So I was kind of expecting that, but just not expecting the amount of time she spends in there. I put a couple of hides up on some other tanks to see if they would have the same behavior as well. But their tanks also have like custom backgrounds, so we're gonna go over there to their enclosures in a little while. But yeah, their enclosures have custom backgrounds too, so they kind of hang out when they do want to get up high. They kind of hang out on the background, or just on pieces of wood in the enclosure. And yeah, it's kind of just did not expect that from her at all. All right. So me personally, I like to wear latex gloves when I'm feeding. Looks like vanilla pancakes is actually ready. So this is vanilla pancakes. She's our albino girl. You're gonna hear that it is better to feed your snakes in a separate enclosure, which in some cases is true, especially depending on substrate. You don't want them to accidentally swallow substrate and get impacted. That's just stressful for everybody. Oh, I dropped it. She took it. All right, guys, as you see, we didn't have our feeding tones. We dropped it, and you can see Sheba is working her way to it, which happens sometimes. She's just so like aggressive eater that she would just launch right out of that thing at me. So we're just gonna let her find it. Look how beautiful she is, though. Absolutely gorgeous. We got Fresh Prince here. I mean, not Fresh Prince. We got Jazz here. He's usually a pretty good eater. He also just shed. I'm not coming for your mouse, boy. Yeah, Villanelle's usually a pretty good eater too. That's why we named her Villanelle, because of her appetite. If you don't know who Villanelle is, from the show Killing Eve, we got Jill up here at the top. She'll be a little bit harder to show. Let's get the camera up there. It'll be a little bit more complicated. We see Jazz looking at us, trying to make sure that we're not trying to steal his mouse from him. We go back and check on Sheba. So we got this one right here. We'll get a Glorilla. And yeah, like I thought. This girl loves to eat. We got Ice Spice down here. She's ready to go. Look at her. No hesitation. Now we gotta get Jill. She's way at the top over there on that rack. got to get to her. She's up there. I don't see us having any issues feeding her though. Oh, she's naked. She took that and pulled it underneath that so quick. Jesus. Jeez, he almost got my ass. All right, we got vanilla pancakes. She might want one. She's got her head poking out there. We gotta make some chlorhexidine water and clean our utensils up and stuff like that. Get this all taken care of. But hopefully Sheba eats her mouse we left for her in there. That's unfortunate that we ruined that for her. That was definitely all my fault. We also got to clean the floor up over there because we dropped mice on the floor. We need to get Sheba's water back in her thing though. So we're gonna do that first. Just gonna wash our hands real quick. We're inside her water bowl. We do use tap water, sometimes spring water, bottled water. We use distilled water when we spray the tank for misting, just because distilled water is less likely to build up bacteria in the tank. So we use just distilled water when we do mist. But when we give them water to drink, we do want the minerals in the water, so we don't use distilled water. We do hit it with the Reptisafe water conditioner if you ever had a fish tank or something like that. It's kind of similar to that. Just a couple of drops in this size of a bowl. Give her water bowl back. I think she's definitely gonna go for her mouth. She's definitely like smelling it, and I got it underneath that heat, so it's getting nice and warm. I'm gonna turn the lights off for her. You don't want to leave it in there too long. Overnight, it's probably fine. Other than that, don't want to leave it in there. So we're just gonna hope that she eats that sometime tonight or in this morning or sometime tonight before tomorrow. Yeah, that's pretty much what a feeding looks like, guys. So excited for all the updates and changes that we have going on. So excited to share this journey with you guys. Let me know if you're getting your first reptile. What are you thinking about getting? I do want to eventually get into more species specific things. Also show you some of the other animals that we have, like leopard geckos, crested geckos, three toads, some of our fish, the whole collection. We got a couple of beardies around here, so it's gonna be a lot of information, a lot of hopefully community building, and just a good time, guys. We really enjoy keeping these animals. We love it, and we know we learn so much all the time. We learn something new, so it's always fun to kind of share that knowledge and make sure that these animals are living a healthy life. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you watched it, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, follow us on Instagram, Fourth Ave Studio. We have a lot of plans for this place. And we're just always constantly growing and thinking about new ideas. So much love to everyone. Appreciate you for hanging out with me.